Hi, I'm Sidney from AuFilduTricot, and today with Neo I'm going to show you how you can close the gaps on the sleeve when you're working on a sweater. You can apply the technique that I'm going to show you on whatever sweater you're working on, which is top down, bottom up, with the sleeves before, the sleeves after, long or short sleeves. The only thing you have to be careful with is to leave a tail long enough so you can close the gaps when you're picking up the stitches. Every section of this video have been detailed in the time lapse or in the description below. I'm now going to use the needle and the length of yarn I left to wave in the end, get to the bottom of the sleeve so I can close the hole that I have here and here, because the other one I'm going to use the length of yarn I left once I pick up the stitches and begin the sleeve. In order to do that, my yarn is on the needle and I'm simply going to wave in the yarn following the leg of that stitch. Here I'm going to use that and simply wave that in. The gap that I have here is created by that stitch that you see here. With that stitch created with that yarn that comes here below that leg, that comes here below that leg, here and somewhere over there. That's one stitch that's very elongated. So I'm going to use my needle to shorten and close the gap by simply following the yarn of that stitch. So the yarn I want to follow goes under here, so I'm coming under that leg, coming here and here, and by tightening the yarn I'm working, I'm closing the gap. And with the needle I'm going to work my way to here and maybe here. So I don't need to make it pretty since I'm on the inside of the shirt. And to close that gap is again created by only one stitch, and we can see the pink thread coming from here, going all over here inside that stitch and coming back here. So what I'm going to do again, I'm going to follow that thread, get below that yellow thread, come back below that pinkish one, inside the pink, sorry, and I tighten the yarn, and you see as the gap is closing, that's what we want to do. And by crossing the legs, by closing here, that one is opening, but that's okay. I have a lot of yarn that I can use to wave in and nicely close all the gap that I see here. And that's how you close a gap, okay? Now I can move on to here. Again, I'm simply following the side, and I'm going to close the gap by tightening the yarn I'm working with, simply by waving, going into the other stitches in yellow and pink, and that's it. And if I look at the other side, I don't see any of the work I did. Then once I'm happy with my gap closing, I can wave in my thread into the other stitches and cut the yarn and move on to the other gap. That's it. Here I go, and I can cut that, and I can move on to the other side and work as I did. I'm going to use that thread, wave in the thread into the stitches, look what stitch creates the hole and work the hole. I hope this video is helpful. Remember to put a thumbs up. You can find my other videos here, and remember to subscribe here to know whenever a new video is up. See you soon, bye bye!